வணக்கம் விஜய்.
This time, I'm suggesting that we explore a very interesting Kural. This Kural comes under problem solving. Before we get into the Kural, maybe I would quote something on what happened in my life and connect it to the Kural. In one of my team building events, we were at the British Airways Training Center, and it had a module which is about helping us to go through the emergency response in flight. And as a part of the training or the module, what happens is that they simulate an evacuation. So when you have the evacuation, you are expected to go to the door and they would have the slide open. And it's quite a bit of elevation. And from there, you are expected to jump on it and slide down. That's the procedure. Now, since it is an elevated thing, something prevented in me from jumping into the air because I'm already at an elevation and I found it really hard to jump on it. How much ever I tried, I couldn't get past that. And finally, what I did was that I sat on it and slid down. And when these guys, the trainers were talking about it, they said that you need that adrenaline to really take that thing. Because when you're at a rush and your life is a threat, all these things wouldn't matter. And that's when you actually do it. But now, since your brain is saying that it is not a real emergency, that's not happening for you, which made a lot of sense to me. Now, reflected on that in terms of what exactly is happening here. And this is when I found more studies on that. The psychologists say that the emotion of fear and the emotion of excitement, they are closely felt in the same spot in our brain.
Wow.
So depending on whatever happens, a certain incident can create a fear or it can become an excitement and create a positive, rush of adrenaline. Linking this particular incident, I found a Kural sort of addressing this in a way, right? So it's Kural number 621. And 621 goes like this. It says, Idukkan varungal naguga. Adanai aduttu urvadu akhtu oppadu il. Direct translation is that when you face a problem, laugh at it. There is no other better strategy than this. This is what he says. Now, when you look at it, saying that when you have a crisis or a problem, for example, or a challenge, for example, when will be in a position to laugh at it? You'll be able to laugh at it when you have properly sized the problem. That is, not blowing it out of proportion, not magnifying it. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is that you would have reflected on it and said that, yeah, it's a problem, but I know how to handle it. I have all the resources within me to handle this. So when you have this one, you feel more confident. And then what you say is that, oh, come on, let's see what happens. So this is exactly what Kural is saying in a different way. And another point that comes when we talk about this is that there's a close relation between between the physical part of us and the mental part of it. So how we are inside is projected and shows up or manifested in our physical features also. Other way, if we try to change something physically, it has an impact on how we feel inside. So, the thing about laughing, when you smile, you automatically make changes within yourself to relax, to find that space for you to look at the problem, or instead of reacting, get into the response mode. So all these things are covered in the 7 words that Kural has written. What do you think, Prabha?
Wow, Vijay. As always, the discussion about Tirukural and listening to your amazing story, it's such a refreshing. And you brought me to the memory, perhaps maybe about 20, 25 years ago, when I was a young officer. We had a bit of argument during the training. One of my commander, a very experienced man, just looked at us and said, "Gentlemen, are you being part of the problem
Mhm.
or part of the solution?"
Good.
That word, are you being part of the problem or part of the solution? That is the essence of being a strategic thinker. And Tiruvalluvar's suggestion, laugh at the problem. And today we know a lot of scientists are doing research on the power of laughter and the power of smiling and the power of even intention of laughing and how it works into our biochemical system of our body. The chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin, these have been widely studied. Meaning, if we take Tiruvalluvar's suggestion, if you are able to laugh at a problem, like what you rightfully said, it brings a clarity on the problem itself. A well-defined problem is half solved. So once we have that clarity, our ability to handle the problem, our ability to manage that problem, and perhaps more importantly, the energy, the spirit that we are creating and influencing the people around us will be significantly positive if you're able to laugh at it. So for me, this is simply amazing, and today we are not short of problems. In every dimension of life, there seems to be problems. And I think this Kural is so timely to tell us problem is always going to be there. You need to strengthen yourself.
Yeah.
And being able to laugh is such a cost-effective and sustainable approach. Simply brilliant. Thank you very much, Vijay.
Thank you, Prabha.